Hey friends, it's Poetic playing Subnautica Below Zero with outdoor plant tips. I'm going to call this number 3. There is a plant here called the Antennae Plant, which produces this Antennae Fruit. There's the Ribbon Plant, which you need for making batteries. The Cotton Anemone, which has some limited use. I'm getting hit by these geysers. Bullseye Shroom, very limited use. It's helpful in the beginning of the game because, as you can see here, it gives you 8 food and 3 water, but it's not really that useful. I grew a bunch of these spiral plants, but honestly, you don't really need that many of them. Maybe 8. They will give you these. I'm just going to harvest this one, and then yeah, you only get 2 per plant. But these spiral plant clippings are necessary for making synthetic fiber, which you have to do for 2 or 3 of the upgrades. But you could probably, if you're looking to like speed run the game, you could probably get away with just collecting like 8 maybe of the spiral plant clippings and never having to actually grow any of your own. These are just decorative plants that I thought were cool. The creepy vine though, this guy is essential, and these creep vine seed clusters are essential. You have to use them to make lubrication, and lubrication is necessary for every vehicle in the game. It's also necessary for bioreactors and creating pools. Okay, so the reason I put the Antennae Fruit here is I'm going to pick one of these up. So you see the Antennae Fruit takes up right there, takes up 2 slots. But I recommend growing 8 of these and putting them right by your door, right by the hatch end of your base. The reason for this being is many players, myself included, start out making the first room of the base with a bioreactor in it. If you plant 8 of these Antennae Fruit, what that allows you to do is harvest 8 fruit. And you can see there's 16 slots for the bioreactor. So if you put those 8 fruit in there, you will fill up your reactor all the way. And it gives it power for a longer period of time than other fruits in the game. The shrub nut, you can only fit 4 of them into that grid. Not so useful. The marble melon isn't bad. The fevered pepper tree is actually pretty good too, but you don't have access to all that right away. And honestly, these fevered peppers do you more good mixing them with the Preston's plant clippings or Preston's plant leaves to make that spicy fruit salad. So I would say that these Antennae Fruit are really great for the beginning part of the game when you're or beginning your base when you're reliant on a bioreactor for power. They grow really fast, so you can replenish your bioreactor without your base going into the dark. A lot of the other plants are not critical for most of the game. The creepy vine is your number 2 most important, mostly because it gives you that lubricant from the creep vine seed clusters. The spiral plant clippings are critical, but again, you could probably get through the game only getting about 8 of them, so you don't necessarily need to grow and harvest them. I didn't know that when I began the game. I thought they would play a much more important role than they did and be used more frequently, and they aren't. Same thing for these young cotton anemones. You use them a handful of times in the game, and that's pretty much it. The Antennae Fruit, or the Antennae Plant with its fruit, the Ribbon Plant, and the Creep Vine. Those are your 3 go-tos for planting. I did 3 planters here because I didn't know, but you could probably get away with 3 planters, and if you're very economical and plan ahead, you could probably get away with 1 that has the Antennae Plant, ribbon plant and creep vine. But I would recommend, for most of your bases, just doing at least 2 planters so you can grow your creep vines, your ribbon plants, and your antenna fruits. But this is a really good go-to for creating fuel for the bioreactor. It was something I wish I would have known at the beginning of the game, because I was constantly harvesting these shrub nuts, and the bioreactor just burns through those shrub nuts so fast. The best fuel for the bioreactor is obviously fish. Yeah, I mean, if you can get 16 fish in there, it will last for quite a while. I think that the peeper is the best fish, provides the most energy. I'm not 100% certain on it, but I think that's the case. But as a fallback, that antenna fruit is a really good go-to for a plant-based fuel used in the bioreactor. Hope this helps. Thank you for watching.